Hi, hello, welcome back to Zelda Creators Modcast. It's been a while, but this is our seventh episode, and today we are joined by Joey, our usual,
Hello.
and today's guest is Charles. Do you want to introduce yourself a bit, Charles?
Hey everyone, I'm a senior editor over at Zelda Dungeon, and currently I am trying to break into visual development for animated film.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
really cool. You want to tell us what you do at Zelda Dungeon, maybe?
Yeah, so basically it's like, so we have this big giant news queue, right? And like everyone always tosses stuff in there. We have like high priority news that's like stuff like Nintendo announces DLC for Tears of the Kingdom at the Game Awards, right? You claim that, you write it, you publish it as fast as you can. Then you have like lower priority news. That's like stuff that isn't time sensitive. That stuff you can wait a little bit on, kind of take your time with, and get it out like within like a day or so. That stuff's pretty chill. And then fan news. We're all about fan news and
Yep.
daily debates.
That's
We like
fine.
debating, so you're at the right
Love
Yeah.
place.
like that. Yeah.
And do you do stuff in your like personal space or just Zelda Dungeon?
Zelda Dungeon, and then like yeah, I just do random odd jobs every now and then too.
You have a lot of Zelda
Fantastic.
work too. Zelda art. I like your work.
Yeah, yeah. I've been doing commissions every now and then.
Yeah, I've been liking your.
The
I feel like you have a more
watercolors.
specific. Yeah, I was like, I feel like you have a more specific name for this, but like your,
Watercolor
way.
scenery.
Is it watercolor? It's like I don't know what it is, but like
I think it's
just like
watercolor, right?
those like landscape
I
practices that you do.
oh yeah, yeah. I do like every now and then I'll do like little studies, like they're like 1 hour studies. They're all digital, and I recently downloaded this brush pack from Zach Retz. They're like these really painterly brushes, and it's like kind of really works to my style. So I
Yeah,
like that. It kind of looks
yeah.
like impressionistic or something.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. I need to do more studies like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fun. That's basically how I got through Linktober this year. I was just like thinking about it like I only have an hour to do this. So I'm
I've
gonna do a
still yet to
study.
get through. I've still yet to get through a whole Linktober. I really want to. I love it, but even this year
Yeah,
when I was
do
like
it.
I'm only gonna do like 5 minute sketches, I still was. It's a busy time of year for me anyway, so it's difficult for me to do that. But yeah, maybe I'll try to go more of like quick studies, kind of like that. Maybe that'll help me get through them faster.
I give
Yeah.
up halfway through. I'm not ashamed. Hard times, people, hard times.
It's all for fun. It's all for fun. Perfect. Nice to
Yeah.
have you, Charles.
Thank you.
So, Charles, you said Zelda Dungeon is all about the news. And there were some
Yep.
special news.
Oh goodness.
If we
We all
like it or
know.
not, some special news coming out of the Zelda fandom. Do you remember what it was, Charles?
The Zelda movie.
The Zelda movie? There's a
Oh,
movie? Oh my gosh, there's a movie. And the
Yeah.
was the fandom super excited about it? How how was the situation?
So when I heard it, like my friend like just kind of messaged me, and normally that friend doesn't like never really messages me stuff that's not fake. So like when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, Zelda movie, this has got to be fake." And so that was like my first thought. And then I was like, I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, oh no, it's live action. No."
Oh
I,
no. Joey, how do you feel about it?
yeah, I kind of had a similar situation. I first heard about it in the Zelda Creators Discord. I looked and I was like, "Oh, is this one of those like memes that someone's posting on here?" And I looked, I'm like, "Oh no, this is official." Before I even saw that it was live action or anything, I thought no matter what, I was like, something's gonna go wrong with this.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
gosh. All that I remember was being on Twitter and scrolling and people being so upset and memeing on it. The Zelda fandom gets something for once, and we're all upset about it. But maybe for good reason. Well, do we think it could work?
Hot take. I feel like live action for Zelda isn't an awful idea.
Mhm.
I will say when it maybe it's because when it comes to animated, I don't really know what I would be looking for other than like if it was like 2D animated, that would be cool. If it was 3D, it would be hard for them to get like a good style for it unless they like copied something specifically from one of the games, which
Mhm.
movies rarely do.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I was talking about this before in the server, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the way they could get this right for live action is if they treat it similar to the first like Lord of the Rings trilogy. Just like not like relying too heavily on like CGI and stuff and more going for like actual costumes and things. And maybe they will because if you watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, they actually took that into account. They like made all the costumes themselves and everything, so maybe studios are starting to realize like, hey, it's actually cool to use like legitimate costumes and things and not rely on CGI.
Mhm.
um so I don't know, I have like some hope there. I feel like there is a possible way to do it right or at least okay in live action, so I'm gonna hold on to that.
Yeah, I think whatever they go for, it'll be fine as long as it's or better than the Zelda cartoon, it's gonna be okay. But it's probably not gonna be some blockbuster film.
No,
Um,
I it feels like just the movie world in general is like suddenly realizing, oh, we can make video game movies and that gets a lot of traction. And so I hope that it's not just to hop on that hype and that they're actually going to do like a good job with it. But yeah, at least we can all look and say like, hey, the cartoon was worse. At least I hope we will be able to say that.
That's the one threshold. Is it better than the cartoon? Yes or no?
Yeah.
yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to beat that. Like, come on.
You know Zelda 8 in the cartoon, not gonna lie.
Yeah, we did.
I've never
I
seen
forget
it.
where we ranked her on the tier list, but she was all right.
She was alright, we
Sure.
loved her. She's
Yeah.
cool. As long as Zelda in the official movie is going to be as cool as cartoon Zelda, I'm going to be okay.
Right.
Mhm.
I remember that people actually did always want a Zelda movie after the Mario movie. And I think
Hmm.
people generally really wished for a Studio Ghibli style movie because
That's true.
I remember, I remember on one of our Modcast episodes with and Joel said that we all should rewatch the Studio Ghibli movies before Tears of the Kingdom comes out.
That's
And
right. I did not do that. I feel bad.
you did not do that, but
Yeah.
I feel like Tears of the Kingdom has so much Studio Ghibli inspirations, and people since Breath of the Wild kind of have been comparing Studio Ghibli, especially like Princess Mononoke, with Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. So I think people were kind of wishing, expecting that, and I think because everybody had all of these high hopes for something so cool and so magical, because we all know Studio Ghibli film are the best,
Yeah.
it's been live action is kind of like a slap in the face for something that people wanted so much, but then it's like not at all how people wanted it. So they're kind of upset.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, we'll
gotta
probably
say,
Yeah,
the Mario movie was pretty good. I have to give it
yeah,
that.
you
I
know
still
what?
haven't seen it.
No?
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, sadly.
I will say overall, overall that Mario. Okay, anyway, sorry. That was a really bad joke. Um, I will say overall, a lot of the video game films like aren't that bad. Like the Mario movie was pretty decent. The Sonic movies, I'm really excited for the third one.
Oh yeah, with
Um,
Shadow. Oh my gosh.
yes, yeah,
I'm
spoilers,
watching
but I
I'm
think
watching
everyone
it
knows
simply
anyway.
for Shadow.
Exactly. And it was a while ago, but the Pikachu movie, Detective Pikachu, I like that one. I liked
It
it.
was also good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now that you
Yeah.
mention
So
it, yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah, none of
mean,
them are terrible, but
I wouldn't say they're fantastic.
yeah. I don't think you could go into like a video game movie expecting like Lord of the Rings style plot, you know?
Yeah, I feel
You know,
like people's expectations are pretty low because of the stuff that came out like throughout the 90s. Because there was a Mario film before, long before the current one that was live action, and a lot of films like
Mhm.
Resident Evil had a couple films.
Yeah,
What
didn't
else
they
did
do
have
Tomb
films?
Raider?
Yeah, Tomb Raider had
oh,
films
yeah.
with Angelina Jolie. Oh my gosh.
Here's what I will say, kind of diving more into the story aspect now. I will say again with things like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and even kind of the Detective Pikachu movie, it gives me a little hope that like the movie industry is starting to realize like, oh, we can get a bit more serious with our like video game films. They don't have to just be for like goofs and gaffs. It's not just like a kids movie. So, like, I feel like serious topics are able to be covered. That's more so what I say. Like, yeah, we're obviously not gonna get like what is it, Lord of the Rings and stuff. But I am hoping that they will take from like a similar point of view as Lord of the Rings is at least like the balance of jokes versus like seriousness. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like Lord of the Rings has like a very similar vibe in terms of like having a serious plot versus still having these little kind of jokish moments on the side without being like cringy, to the same level that a lot of the Zelda games usually are, you know? Because that's the thing is like a lot of people were concerned because they're thinking like, oh, video game movies in the movie industry are usually treated as like something to keep your kids entertained. But again, with like some of the video game movies, if we actually look back, not all of them were treated as just like childish movies. So I'm hoping they realize that with the Zelda movie too, that like, oh, we should probably make this a bit more serious, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they realize that a lot of the Zelda fan base is pretty mature and kind of wishes for something mature to watch and not just. I don't think 8-year olds like Zelda that much. I think you kind of start in your teens and go up from there.
Yeah, and honestly, like as a teacher, um, there's not a lot of kids that are like big Zelda fans. When you talk about Zelda fans, a lot of them are in like their 20s to 40s now, honestly, because it's a
Yeah.
35-year-old
Wow.
franchise. I have Zelda stuff in my classroom, and there's only like a select full of students that actually even know what the heck it is.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Or
so
they
weird.
know it, but they don't like actually know it. So it's very
Yeah,
eye-opening.
it's like something you kind of recognize, like, oh, yeah, I've seen that green guy. It's Zelda,
Yeah,
right?
they're like, "Oh, little elf dude," and I'm like, "Guys, that's Link." I'm like, "Come on."
He has a name. Please call him by his legal
That's
name.
weird. Like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom sold like so well. I would think that that would bring it to like the younger generation and stuff.
Might
Uh,
have. My theory is like it's it's older Zelda fans that are showing it to their kids. So
Oh,
that's like kind of the new generation that's starting. I'm guessing there's a gap between like 20-year-olds and like 10-year-olds, you know? So
yeah.
there's like the young fans who have seen it from their parents, and then there's just like the other like 20-year-old fans who are playing it just because they're fans. So like there's an age gap between like middle school, high school. That's my theory.
yeah. So,
Makes sense.
Nintendo, take note, we want a mature movie, please.
Yes. Long story short.
But do you guys think the movie's plot is going to take from one of the games, or is it going to be completely original? And if really from the games, what game do you think they're going to pick from?
That was a good question. I'll let Travis
Uh,
go first, so I can think about it.
We're thinking, we're
uh,
thinking.
I'd rather them not go with any of the games just because I feel like, you know, we already know those stories. We don't really want to like see those again unless they can like yeah, retell it in like a new and compelling way and like adapt it in a way that's going to be good instead of just like, treading over old ground. Like, I don't know how they would ever like adapt dungeons and stuff to a movie.
Right.
But yeah, so I would say like probably don't go with any of the games, but if you were going to, I would honestly want to see Ocarina of Time done.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I feel like it has everything. It's like the most simple story and a little bit of room to work with. Like you can go into like the backstory of Ganondorf, how he was born and stuff like that. Which I think you can do anyway, even if you don't use the game as a reference.
Yeah. I think I'm on a similar page. I think when a lot of people, like when you say Zelda, a lot of fans go to Ocarina of Time. Like that's kind of like that just feels like the core of Zelda.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling they're going to, at the very least, they're going to take a lot of inspiration in the story from Ocarina of Time. It might not be the exact same story, but I think they're going to kind of use that as their base. And then most likely they're going to throw in references to like the newer games like Breath of the Wild and, Skyward Sword. Even though Skyward Sword isn't even that new anymore, I think they'll still use like references from games like that, but I think the core of it is going to look pretty similar to Ocarina of Time. I agree that I think they should kind of just make their own story because I will say this about Zelda. What's nice about it is every game is like a completely different experience. So you can kind of like they should take this as an opportunity to just make their own story, and it's like, well, we're not referencing any of the other games. This could kind of just fall wherever in the timeline or whatever if you wanted it to like actually be part of the timeline, because that's the nice thing about Zelda games is it's not like you it's not like you have to follow a specific story or anything. You could kind of just have the base like Zelda, Link, and most likely Ganondorf, and kind of work from there. And it'll, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it'll still
Yeah,
work.
it'll
They
work.
don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to. They don't have to repeat any game. They could just be like, oh, this is just one of the many tales of Zelda and Link. I feel like that's the way to make fans the least mad, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying, Joey. And honestly, I kind of think about the Mario movie and how they handled it. Because if you remember, the Mario movie has its own original story, but it kind of borrows from a lot of different Mario games, like Mario Kart, and even Donkey Kong is there. So I
That's true.
think, yeah, it's going to be original story. And like, I don't know, it just makes too much sense to kind of have the baseline be Ocarina of Time, because in the end, that's the one most people know. Like, people think of Zelda, people most likely think of Ocarina of Time, even now that we have Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom being so popular. But
Mhm.
yeah, personally,
Yeah.
I would like to have Twilight Princess, but that's another story.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's going
That
Well,
to
could be
be.
cool.
It could
also
be
because that one has the closest to like a realistic
full
like
blown
design to
story.
it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
So
think
It
the
would be
Link to the
cool.
Past could be cool.
oh, that would be cool too. They
In
would
the
all be
end,
Yeah.
kind of
yeah,
cool
all the
someday.
games would be cool. Now that if you think about it, all the games would be cool to be retold as a story.
I
People are not
feel
going to go to the cinema to watch a movie about the Wind Waker. It's sad, but
unfortunately.
that's just honestly. I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
not saying that I wouldn't, but most people kind of think Zelda and see Ocarina of Time, and that's just what they think, what they see.
I have a feeling though they're going to use a similar setup as Ocarina of Time, but maybe their designs are going to look a little bit more like Breath of the Wild and like
Mm.
Tears of the Kingdom. So like the Zora will look like the Zora from those games. They'll probably add the Rito in there somehow just because people are familiar with them.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I
But
think they're gonna base it more off of those designs because like we were talking about, any newer faces to the genre, especially the kids and stuff, will easily recognize those designs. And then they'll go into the movie and it'll be like a story that older Zelda fans will recognize, like an Ocarina of Time kind of vibe.
But here's the
Yeah.
question. It being live action, do you guys really think that we'll have like Sora and Rito? Or is it just gonna be Hylians?
No,
Uh,
they need to have like Zora, Rito, Gorons, Gerudo. They need to have all of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, I think
Like,
they'll definitely do CG stuff.
and I hope they lean more into the like actual makeup department and costumes and stuff, but they'll end up doing CGI. I just know it.
Yeah.
But I still hope they're there. I just like to see Zoras and Rito and all of that.
If I don't see one Sora on screen, I'm leaving the cinema.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up. If Silent is not there, I'm going home.
Yeah, we need Sidon.
No, I'm kidding, but that's the other question. Like, does the live action route give it a disadvantage? Would we prefer it to be animated?
I think it would have been better if they'd done animated, just because I feel like that would have gave them more artistic freedom to do different styles and stuff. I think with live action they're kind of stuck only doing like for some reason when I think of live action, I think they can only do stuff like Ocarina of Time or like Twilight Princess or stuff like in that style. It already kind of looks kind of realistic in a way. I think animated would have been better. We also probably would have got better visual development art if they would have done animated.
That's very true. I'm kind of okay either way. I think live action can work. It just has to be done, right, which we'll see. But the other reason why I think animated would have been great, especially if it was 2D animated, is like I feel like that would have opened a cool window for movies to reconsider like doing more 2D animated films. I mean, at least we have like stuff like the Spider-Verse and things like that. That are gaining in popularity, but I just miss like old school 2D movies. I feel like those need to come back. And I think if Zelda was 2D animated, that would have been a nice like addition to that, like being like, hey, let's start doing 2D animated stuff again, you know?
I want to go on the record and say that I agree. I think it should have been 2D animated if they were going to do animated and not like the Pixar style.
Yeah, no, that would have been disgusting for they would
we
not have done that right.
we don't like Pixar.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm
I
just
think
kidding. I
I
love
think
There's some
Pixar was
things that are okay, but Zelda would not have been one of them.
yeah.
Ugh.
They could have done something like the Link's Awakening, like kind of like Toon Link style. That could have worked in like Pixar style.
Yeah, it probably would have ended up being very like childish though. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
once you get into that cute style, the movie
Yeah.
industry is just like, oh, it looks cute. Now we must make it silly and goofy and no serious.
Yeah, and it would
Yeah.
probably be way too niche for like Link's Awakening for people to really consider watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have looked really cool for Link's Awakening. I would just be afraid that the story itself would get messed up in the
Kiddified.
process.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, I think live action is just kind of a handicap. I'm just not that much of a live action person in general. But I feel like with animation you can do so much more. Like with scenery, character design. It's like so open to anything you want to have. And with live action, you just have people. It's just people.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me because I've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and
Oh my god,
if you
that show.
know, they are currently working on a live action version of the show, and
Mhm.
and I don't know, man. When I watch Avatar and like the great bombastic world it has, and I cannot see how any of this is like even translatable into live action. Like how do you have Appa? How do you have something like Basing say? You
I
do
mean,
not. That's the problem. You do not.
they already attempted it once and it wasn't very good.
Yeah, from what I've
Yeah.
seen, they've been pretty faithful,
I
but
forgot about that.
Sorry to burn that back into your memory, guys. Um, I'm personally, this is getting a little off topic from Zelda, but yeah, I'm personally probably not gonna watch it just because I'm so attached to the animated story. If it was like a movie, I would give it a shot just because it's quick, you know. It's like a quick recap, but I'm not gonna invest like all the hours of like a full series seeing it animate or seeing it live action. I'm like, I saw it when it was animated, and that's like the best version of the story you're gonna get, you know.
Definitely.
mm-hmm.
I would have felt the same way if they decided like, oh, we're doing a live action like series of Zelda, then I wouldn't watch it. The fact that it's a quick movie, I'll be like, okay, I'll see what your attempt at this is. I'll give I'll give you a couple hours of my life to see your attempt at a live action Zelda. But if they like decided to make it a series, I'd be like, no, I can just go play Zelda games to get my my Zelda love in. I'm not gonna watch your live
Yeah,
action. But speaking of
we
which,
we are all fans of animation. We do not like
right.
the live action.
definitely. I think with the whole Avatar thing, it's like they kind of need to stop doing that trend of like retelling stuff live action. Like it was good when it was animated. Why can't we leave it alone?
Seriously. Oh my God, I'm so tired of it. Like, no offense to anyone who likes the live action versions of things, but it's like, come on, animated, it's awesome. Why do we have
Yeah,
to see real people do this stuff? I see real people every day.
Yeah, like I get so sick when I see those live action Disney movies. To be fair, I'm not really a Disney
oh
fan, but
goodness.
I'm like, oh my gosh, live action, I don't know, Lion King. Why did we need it? We did not. That's the issue. We did not need it. And we do not need
Yeah.
a live action Avatar. And we do not need live action Zelda. We
Mm-mm.
need animated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is what we're getting.
It's not what we were asking for, but it's what we're getting. And you're going to sit down and
Yeah.
eat it. But I think.
What was it? I
What?
think I tweeted something. I was like, I'll never not be mad that they didn't do animated.
Oh,
True.
yeah. But like, I feel like they did it with Mario. They animated Mario. I think Illumination did it, which is kind of crazy. But like, they
Mhm.
Yeah.
they could have done it with Mario. Why could they not do it with Zelda? Because when I watched like the Mario movie with my friends, and when we left the cinema, I said I'd rather not have another Mario movie. I'd rather have like a series of different Nintendo games, just in
Yeah.
Yeah.
that kind of same vein as the Mario movie.
Think of all the time they could have been putting into the next Zelda game.
how,
It was
how long
like,
has he been working on it? 10 years? Did you say?
yeah, something like that, yes.
Thank you very
Uh,
much for nothing.
uh,
Where's my
but
Tears of the Kingdom DLC?
at
Right?
this
Ah.
point, have we thought about who we'd want to actually be in this movie? Since we do have to, you know, since we do have to face the fact that it's live action.
Oh goodness.
Timothy
I'm gonna be
Chalamet.
honest. Uh um I don't know. uh
Timothy
one of my
Chalamet.
friends that could be cool, I don't know, but um one of my friends was like mentioning Dave Bautista as Ganondorf and I was like, that could be kinda cool.
Wait, who is it? I'm looking them up.
Oh, you've never heard of Dave Bautista? He played Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that guy. Okay. I didn't know his
Yeah.
name. You know what?
Uh
That could work. Yeah.
yeah. But then there's also a part of me that's like they should probably go with actors who aren't well known at all.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope they take that route.
Yeah.
Um,
I've seen somebody like I don't remember if it was on like Twitter or on TikTok, but somebody said that instead of having like a really big celebrity actor that everybody knows and loves play Link, because Link himself is such a face to his fans, and then having this famous person, it kind of clashes. Just to have like a very unknown, very underground actor play Link to kind of become that face. So we see that actor and it's like, yeah, that's Link. That's not Timothée Chalamet. That's Link.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're not like, oh, that's Doom guy and stuff. And
Right. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else who would play Ganondorf. I think that that guy's actually a pretty solid option. And I mean, yeah, he's definitely known for Guardians of the Galaxy, but honestly, personally, I don't know what else he's been in. So he might be kind of a decent choice, you know?
Mhm.
Plus, it'd be fun to see him do a more like serious role. I would be interested in
Yeah.
seeing. I've noticed that a lot of times the funniest actors are also like the best at playing serious roles. It adds this sense of like, whoa, because you see the actor and you're expecting them to be funny, and then suddenly they're all serious, and then you're like, oh shoot, this is actually really serious. But in terms of like Link, I remember I was having a conversation with some people in another server, and I was honestly like, I can't think of many young actors. So I was literally like typing in like young male actors, and then I s- and then I saw this guy who I think is actually I mean, people know him. You guys know Thomas Brody Sangster? I think I'm saying it right. I don't know.
Oh, I
So
have no clue who that is.
I'm trying to remember what he's in, but if you look him up, he's like an English actor. He has like the eyebrows that I think would work for Link.
Wait.
And I know that's like one random thing, but I'm
Is
like,
that the
he's
only
got the
thing he
eyebrows.
has?
It's the
No,
eyebrows.
I
What?
mean, like he in general, he's like 30 something, but he looks younger than that.
What was his name
And I was
again?
just looking at him, and I'm like, he looks like a Link. He looks like he could play a Link.
I need to see him.
Um,
What was his name, Joey?
it's Thomas Brody Sangster, Brodie dash SANG.
Oh,
Yeah.
wasn't. Oh yeah, Oh
He
yeah.
was in Love Actually. That's what I was trying to remember. But he was like young.
You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I know this guy. I know this guy. He was in
But
Maze
he's like,
Runner.
huh?
It says on Google he was in Maze Runner.
Yeah. He was like,
Oh,
he wasn't like the main character or anything, if I remember correctly.
He was
oh, I think
allegedly in
yeah.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yes, but it works.
Star Wars.
Does
He
I
played
mean,
in
honestly,
Pinocchio.
Mm,
yeah. And I think someone was saying he's like, I'm trying to remember what we were talking about, but I think he's like close with the industry that is like producing the movie. So there's a possibility that he would
he could
actually
get
like,
casted.
yeah,
Honestly,
but
he has the facial structure for a Link. He has this kind of
see?
youngish appearance, like boyish, youngish, very elf-like. I like it. That's a good
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
thank you.
Good job, Joey. You did it.
We did it.
Send it in. Hey, Nintendo. This is our Link.
Go straight to Nintendo.
Nintendo,
I
please
kind
hire
of had
me.
a thought. It's like impossible. It's like completely impossible. But like young Leonardo DiCaprio when he was in Titanic.
That would be
Please,
great.
Leonardo,
Especially,
please reverse
yeah.
age and become young again just to play Link.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll go into the past and just take him. He's like in the middle of recording Titanic, and we're like, no, this is more important. Come with us.
Please, Leo, come with us. This is important.
Please do. Oh, that would be
They go
fantastic.
back. It's like the fate of the world depends on it.
Rose can wait.
Right. But when it comes to Zelda, I have no clue. Like,
There was one
I
actress that people kept mentioning, but I forgot her name.
oh no.
Mhm.
Forgot her name.
I mean, hold on one second. Doing some research. Honestly, she maybe she's a little she's probably too old to play a young Zelda, but if they did like something where they were like, oh, here's them in the future or whatever. Patricia Somerset herself.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
I
that
said
would be cool.
I said I saw on Twitter that she kind of mentioned something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that she
she
would
was
want to
like,
get it.
I'm
yeah,
Zelda.
I feel like that'd be a fun little like nod, like kind of how they did that with the Sonic movie, where they brought the Tails actor to play Tails. Like they should just do a little scene at the end, just like here's like some years later in the future, and then it's like there she is. It's like oh snap.
Like for
Um,
yeah,
that
they
would,
could do like a time skip, and then she's like on the throne, a queen, and then it's just Patricia,
yeah,
like a little cameo. It would be
yeah,
cool.
it
yes.
would.
This is absolutely no offense to Patricia Somerset. She
Please, Patricia,
fantastic.
we love you.
It's just like you probably want someone a little bit younger to play like a teenager.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's the question. What kind of age are they going for? Are they going to be like children or like adults? Something in
I feel like
between?
in most Zelda games they're like teenagers, right? I
Ah,
mean,
it's pretty
They're like
split.
teenagers or young adults. Like, I think
yeah.
they had like a whole like list of like every single Link and what their age was, or like
Oh,
what
really?
they've gone on record to say in the past, and someone like made a list.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think most of them are like between like ages like 14, like 13, 14, and like the oldest is normally estimated to be like 17 or 18.
13 and 14? Which Zeldas and Links are 13 and 14? Because
Um,
I don't
well,
think
like
any of them look like
young
they're
Link in Ocarina of Time
No, Youngling
and
is
Majora's Mask.
isn't wait, isn't he
no
like
young
10?
young Link is
Youngling is
like
10 because
yeah.
if
Oh
you
yeah,
think
he's
about
he's
it,
like
he has
yeah,
to be
yeah,
17 to wield the Master Sword, and he has to sleep for 7 years. That means he starts at 10. I can
yeah,
math.
he's like 10. I don't know, Wind Waker Link, he's probably like 10 or 11 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only ones I can feel are like 16 or something, 15, 16 are like Skyward Sword. They look that kind of age-ish.
Yeah. Oh, there's also like in A Link to the Past, he looks like he's like 14 or 15 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
True. That one I believe. I
Yeah, he was going
genuinely
through his punk rock phase, that's why he has pink hair.
Exactly.
do. That would be so fun to see though. I love that version of Link. He's just such a little emo boy.
Right.
But
But yeah, I genuinely can't think of many young actresses. Is that weird? I can't.
No.
I think I'm out of date with like my movies.
yeah.
Yeah,
The only
same.
two I can think of, but they would not be good Zeldas. But literally the only two actresses I can think of is her name's Chloe something. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's like Mortez, Chloe Mortez. She's a good actress. I don't know if she would look the part. And then of course people keep joking about Zendaya or Zendaya, however you say her name.
Yeah,
I
and Tom Holland is Link.
Oh yeah.
I yeah,
Did
no.
did you
That
guys see those AI? We hate AI for the record, but there was like
Yeah.
these AI images long before the Zelda movie was even announced, and people
sounds
were
like it's
like,
just
Hmm.
a bunch
Tom Holland was it?
yeah,
I thought
just
it
a
was
bunch of
Timothy
Hmm.
Tom
Chalamet.
Holland.
Tom Holland and Zendaya. AI created into Link and Zelda, and people hated it. And that's why we hate the live action.
Okay.
But it's
I
like,
don't know how old she is now, and she's a very popular actress. So I'd rather it be someone else, but I'm just looking through list of young actresses. And honestly, Emma Watson would be okay.
uh huh,
I'm looking at like, facial structures and like eyes and stuff to see who looks the most like a Zelda. And I could
mm-hmm.
see it. It would be okay. I just a lot of these actresses I can't I'm trying to imagine them in like a Zelda outfit and I'm like it's not working. So, I
But
don't
I
really
I
think
know.
think I saw people casting the that blonde girl who's gonna be in the second Dune movie. I
wait.
don't know her name though.
I think we are thinking of the same person. Let me in Doom
Yeah,
in the Doom movie. Let me Google that.
yeah,
Mm.
Dune 2 or whatever.
Oh, I'm looking up uh what other people are saying should be the cast for the Zelda movie. Oh my god, they're saying Lady Gaga should be one of the great fairies.
No,
Okay, actually,
that might be cool.
that would be kind of cool. I do love Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
Oh my god, she could be a great
maybe,
fairy. That's so
maybe.
funny.
But the general question is like, maybe they're going to really go with the like Ocarina of Time route with like time skip, so they kind of need plenty of actors like child Link and Zelda, and then young adult Link and Zelda, and then maybe old Link and Zelda.
That would be fun. Even if it's just for a second at the end. I just want to see. Just in general, I hope we get a game in the future that has an older Link and Zelda.
I mean,
Yeah, that
Tears
would
of
be
the
cool.
Kingdom, I think they're like 23.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
still
think
not
so.
too old though.
They're like the oldest. Holy.
That's so weird. They don't look the oldest.
That's true.
Twilight Princess Link and Zelda look the oldest.
They do.
Oh my gosh, I'm seeing people say that Jason Momoa should play Ganondorf. I'm
That
like
could
whatever
work.
about that. I feel like they're gonna end up doing that just to have like famous people on there.
If they're gonna do that, then they're like pulling like just from the Dune cast like straight up.
They might. We don't know.
Aquaman. Okay.
Yeah. I like Jason Momoa. He's cool. I'd rather see someone else do the role, but whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it.
Hmm.
Man, there's so many. What about like other kind of side characters and stuff? Like Impa.
I
Who would be
remember
good
now. I remember the actress that people want
Oh.
want to cast as Zelda. It's Hunter Schafer. That's the girl everybody wants to play Zelda.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I
What
mean,
was the name again?
Hunter Schafer, actress and model. I mean,
Oh, she
yeah,
doesn't look bad.
she
She's
has
got a similar vibe. I could see it.
she has this kind of otherworldly elfishness to her.
She looks more like Twilight Princess Zelda in my
Yeah.
if she had darker hair, the facial structure reminds me of Twilight Princess Zelda a little
That
bit.
is very true.
Which they could always, put on wigs or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know her from anything.
Euphoria, I think.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I
Me
know of
neither.
it.
What?
I've heard of it.
Panem, like the Hunger Games.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay, but very important. Who would play Beetle?
I was seeing people like do castings of like Tingle, but I don't remember who they casted for the role.
I remember too on Twitter. Oh my gosh, who was it?
They need someone who's willing to be very flamboyant.
Yeah,
um.
Jack Black.
Yes.
Yes.
Jack Black as Bill.
Okay, but actually, Jack Black could make a decent like Goron.
Yeah.
He could.
I mean, they
Yeah.
have him from the Mario movie. They can reuse him. Hey, do you wanna come back?
Yeah.
Do you wanna play Darunia?
Mhm.
I do hope they get some of the like actual Zelda voice actors to just even if they just play small parts in the movie, I'd just like to see them.
Yeah, that would be nice.
They're so beloved.
Mhm.
We'll see. Oh man, so many things. No, but who would play Beetle? I need to know.
Beetle?
Beetle's always there. Beetle has to be.
It has to be some
Yeah.
really awkward, lanky guy.
I'm looking up awkward actors.
Awkward, lanky actors. Like kind of tallish.
The first one that came up was Michael Cera.
Wait.
Not the worst for the role. Wait, who's this guy? Shane Harper? He's got such a Zelda looking Okay, I don't know who Shane Harper is, but if you look him up, he's got the face of an NPC. Like a Zelda NPC that's just kind of like, how they just get kind of wacky with the NPC faces?
Yeah.
He looks like that.
Random shopkeeper, Shane Harper.
Yeah. That's what they should do. They should get a bunch of like big name actors and then just cast them all as the NPCs.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah,
And
Link
that
and
would be pretty
Zelda.
cool.
Link and Zelda are some people nobody has ever heard of, but all of the
yeah,
NPCs.
because honestly, that's how it normally is. Link is always some nobody in the game. No one knows about him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
is
then he like
true.
ends up saving the world, and no one ever realizes it or gives a ding. So we just need to get some nobody, and everyone else should be like somebody that everyone knows. I think that'd be so funny,
That would be a really cool concept.
man. If I had the money, I'd do it.
If I had the money, it's all the A-list celebrities.
Yeah, I'm buying all of the celebrities. And I'm gonna tell them to
Just to
stand in a
place him in the
corner.
background. They're just casually strolling around Hyrule Marketplace.
Yeah, they just have like random side quests, like find all my Kukos.
Andrew is played by Angelina Jolie. Just because.
Who is it?
Angelina Jolie.
Oh,
just
yes, let's
somebody.
get Angelina Jolie in there.
Just because.
Just because. Who would Angelina Jolie play? If
Andrew.
she was in the film. Huh?
Andrew. No, probably a Gerudo or something. like
Maybe.
Yes.
yeah.
Our first
Oh
opening.
no, Twin Rova.
Yeah, she's one of. She's
She's
like Kotake. She's Kotake, who's Kume.
I could see her as like she's a little bit lighter skinned, but I could see her playing something like Urbosa otherwise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Twin Rover.
I do love her voice. She's got a great voice. Is she who I had? Hold on. Looking at my own stuff for a second here. Yeah, I put in my list of off topic a little bit, but I put in my list of voice actors that I would want to voice my OCs. I wanted Angelina Jolie to play Mar.
I mean, if you ask nicely, Joey.
Right?
I mean, she was Lara Croft, so I guess maybe.
Well, because I was thinking of her role when she was Tigress in Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I was like, that's the voice. That's the kind of like badass voice I hear for Mar. It could work.
I see.
All right, that's off topic. Anyway, I think we got a couple of decent options. Zelda's kind of a mystery. We'll figure out who they. I hope they just get some random person for Zelda. That would be fantastic. I hope they get random people for all of them. But
I want Taylor Swift to be there.
Taylor Swift, yeah.
She's like somebody. Like she's voicing one of the Sora. She's like Lulu or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're gonna get her to voice like if they have like Mifa or what was the other one's name from
Rudo.
Yeah.
and she has like a song, like one song in the movie, and it's just Taylor Swift as one of the Sora princesses.
Mm-hmm. That'd be excellent.
Gosh. Anyways, one last question. Are you going to watch it?
Let's see. Charles, you say first.
Yeah, I'll probably go see it. I don't know if I'll see it at the theater, but I'll definitely see it at some point.
Yeah, I might see it at the theater. I feel like because all my friends and family know that I'm obsessed with Zelda, so they're going to probably ask. They're gonna probably be like, "Hey, let me take you to see the movie." Like, let me go, so I'll probably be like, okay. But then I'll have to explain to them afterward how incorrect the movie is.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, my family probably will drag me to go anyway, or like my friends.
They'll be like, you'll like it, and you're sitting there like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yeah.
My bestie already sent me like a reel about the movie, so I guess we're going to watch it because we went dressed up to the Mario movie. So we're going to go dress. I was Peach, okay? I was Peach. I bought a crown. I was in a movie cinema with a crown. I'm that kind of person. So
I went to the movie. Oh no, I went to the Mario movie wearing a Sonic sweatshirt.
That's sacrilegious.
Right?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm going to drag my friends and we're going to dress up, and I'm going to be Zelda. You cannot tell me
awesome.
otherwise.
You're not gonna be a Zora?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I thought you'd be a Zora.
I should
Yeah.
be a Zora. You're right.
I'm gonna go as Wolf Link and I'll look like a furry.
I'm going to the cinema in full fursuit.
Yeah, just if I already have a Twilight Princess Link outfit, so I feel like if I go, I'd be wearing something like that.
Yeah, you have to
Regular
go to the
Twilight
cinema
Princess Link,
fully
not Wolf
dressed
Link.
up just for the experience.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun just to do it, just cause.
Just cause.
Cause who would you dress up as, Charles?
No, probably my KU.
Oh no, actually, Beetle would be really fun. You just take up like 5 seats with your backpack.
I'm Beetle. I have popcorn and I have nachos and I have sweets and I have
That
Skittles
would
and I have.
Mhm.
You'd have to sit
Oh
in
my
the
God.
back, otherwise you'll piss everyone off.
If they did if they did a modern version of Zelda, like Beetle would absolutely be one of those guys in the stands that has all the food and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
his role. He'd just be this little side role, like they're out to watch a baseball game or something. He's got like a whole backpack of like cotton candy and popcorn and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Man, yeah, but yeah, I'll probably end up watching it in the theater. I think I'll only watch it once and then never think about it again. But again, hopefully I'm wrong, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm out like I'm coming into this hoping that it's at least okay. I just don't want it to
Mm,
be horrible. It doesn't have to be
yeah.
fantastic. I just want it to be okay. That's all I ask.
I think the other cool thing is we haven't even seen it yet, so we don't know what it's gonna look like.
Yeah,
So
we know
it's like
nothing.
kind of like fair game for anything.
We're gonna have a whole other podcast once we see the trailer.
Yeah. Come back to part 2 when the trailer drops, and come back for part 3 when we actually all saw the movie
Yes.
with Charles.
I'm down.
Yes, let's go. Yeah, we'll have a part 2.
And
All
a
right,
part
we
3.
should make some bets right now, real quick. What do you think we'll see in the first trailer?
Mm,
Probably Link.
Well, yeah.
yeah, I mean, of course. Uh,
Well,
the
or
Master Sword.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
probably
Master
like
Sword. They have to show.
it starts with a shot of the Master Sword, and then it's like a silhouette riding through the forest, and then it slowly pans to Link on a horse, and it's going to be all we see. We don't see Zelda, we don't see Ganondorf. We're gonna hear Ganondorf, and he's going to have like a speech of, "And Hyrule's in danger," and
Yeah.
that's
He'll do
all
his
we
like
see.
laugh.
I think the trailer's gonna have like yeah, I definitely think the trailer is gonna have a tease of one of the main characters, whether it's Zelda or Ganondorf or maybe even Link. I think they're gonna show like at least two of them, and then the third one they're just gonna show like the back of their head or something, and
I think they're
so
just Link and then a voice over of maybe Ganondorf or Zelda or maybe both, like a dialogue.
There's gonna
And
be a Korok.
I was just thinking that. I was like, oh my god, I forgot about Koroks. They're gonna definitely have a Korok in the first trailer.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's the comedic relief character, the Korok.
Okay. Yeah. I I think they're gonna have like I think the first trailer is gonna mainly focus on like the Lost Woods, and then it's gonna end on a shot of like Link walking up to the Master Sword.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
they're
and
gonna
it's
show the
like
real people
audio in the
there.
background of Ganondorf, like, "And this kingdom is in danger," and then it's Zelda like, "And Link, your only hope," and something like that.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
not Zelda. We
That's
should play
that's the
Zelda.
that's the and then some funny moment with Korok, like
And then
that's
we'll
it.
just hear Link go,
Stop.
yeah.
I forgot one question. One question that's important.
Oh yeah.
Is Link going to talk?
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, how did we not cover this? I
So I
hope
think you will, but one of my friends was like throwing plot ideas at me, and he was like, "Dude, what if they like start the movie with Link getting his throat sliced open and he can't talk anymore.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, that'd be brutal, but they probably won't do it.
Rated T for
I
teens.
mean, that'd be crazy. I wish they'd do that.
It's
No
like the Twilight
offense.
Princess manga. It's just start with Link dying.
I think it's yeah, and then it's like a record scratch. He's like, "You're probably wondering how I got here."
Like the Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Isn't it like one of the people that writes like for the Avengers
He-
movies and stuff?
yeah.
So like that kind of humor is sadly to be expected.
Here's what I'm hoping. I hope that they do kind of like a Breath of the Wild situation where they're just like, he just doesn't talk much, you know? So maybe he says like one or two lines in the movie, but kind of like under his breath kind of deal. Like he's just not a big talker. I think that's what they're gonna end up doing anyway. I just had a weird idea. Since if he doesn't talk, then they might give him a couple like companions to walk with. I wonder if they're gonna have the like Tetra situation where it's like it's Zelda walking with him the whole time, but she doesn't realize she's Zelda yet.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or it's Sheik. Oh my god, I
Oh,
forgot.
that
Sheik is
would be cool.
They should have that because if Link isn't gonna talk a lot, then they need some kind of companion with him. So maybe it's like Navi and Sheik, so that there's some like dialogue to bounce off of. You know, you need at least two
Hmm.
characters to
Yes.
be with him. Yeah,
I don't
that might
know.
work.
Is there any movie out there where the main character never speaks? Like I
Wally.
can't think of any.
Wally.
A fireplace.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. That's animated though.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Man, if only this Zelda film was animated.
he could do sign language though, and then we could have like
An
they
inclusive film.
yeah, very inclusive.
Every movie has like every theater has an interpreter.
They just pay some person.
I really I don't think they're gonna make him completely not talk. I think he'll just end up having small lines every now and then. He better not just straight up just talk. That would suck. I think he's just gonna be more like, like I don't really want to talk a lot kind of guy.
Mhm.
I hope they go that route because if he's like talking just a few lines every now and then, I wouldn't even be mad. Like, just if he like just talked like a normal person, then I would be mad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, "Hello everyone, I'm Link." It's like, ew, stop.
Well,
I'll walk out
excuse
right then and
me,
there.
princess.
Do you think they'll all be British?
Oh no, I
Like
hope
how
not.
they kind of do that in Breath?
I mean,
I don't know.
I think maybe at least the Hylians. I don't know
I
if
I
they'll.
can get. I mean, I can imagine that. I guess I don't know.
Wait, in Breath of the Wild, I think the only is it just the Hylians and the Zora that are British?
are the Sora British? That would be new
Are
to
they?
me.
I thought they talked kind of like in a British accent.
I
Well,
think it's just kind of
yeah,
royal.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
they're
that's
just kind of
just
making some noise, but
Sidon.
I never
I don't
really
think
paid
the Rito,
attention to that.
the Rito aren't British, right? I
I
don't think
don't
the Rito
know.
were British. The Gorons weren't.
Yeah. I think it's only the Hawaiians
The
that
Gerudo,
have that kind of royal
yeah.
accent type thing.
The Gerudo, I feel like had some sort of accent, but I don't think it was British.
No, it was
I'm
like
having a bad memory
the
right now.
rolling r, like
Yeah,
every time
they had
they
like
said
Mhm.
Naboris or something like that. But I love it.
yeah, they
I
had
love it.
some kind of like Eastern-ish. Like I don't know, interesting. They'll probably give him like at least a faint accent in the movie. I don't know. Which is so
Mhm.
funny because like whenever I played games before Breath of the Wild came out, I never considered that they would have some kind of like royal accent. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had like any ideas of what anyone would sound like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's hard to think of the times before the voice
Yeah,
actors, like, and what
Mm-hmm.
I thought people it sounded like. I'll have to go and replay some of the games and see what I think now.
Alrighty.
Well,
I think we discussed the movie for long enough. I think we shared our thoughts thoroughly.
I
But
think so too.
there's one more question. Because where I live, in the homeland of the Zora, it's been snowing a lot. And there's a lot of
Oh, no.
ice. And as we know,
No.
we Zora hate ice. I mean, we kind of don't. Unless we're frozen. That kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
Hate being in the ice.
We don't like living in the ice. However, do you guys like the ice in a dungeon?
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna
any.
say I'm gonna say no. Because I like every time I go through an icy dungeon, I feel like that's where like I kind of lose interest in the game. Like with
Really?
Majora's Mask. What was the Majora's Mask one? Was it Snow Peak
Not it's
or
Twilight Princess.
Snowhead?
Snowhead,
Something like
yeah.
yeah, Snowhead. Yeah, that one. Like for some reason, that one I get to that one, and then I'm like, I don't want to play anymore. um,
I don't
and
like it.
like same thing with Twilight Princess. For some reason, I was never really big on Snow Peak for some reason. I
No
mean,
way.
I like the collection one, like the collection and all that, but like I don't know, there were some puzzles in there that I was like, I'm not feeling this.
Interesting.
No way.
I'm almost the
Yeah,
opposite.
that's my hot take.
That's a
But
really spicy hot take, Charles.
yeah,
Better watch
so
your
hot you
mouth.
melt in the ice. I'm I'm almost the opposite. Whenever it was like the lava levels, I was kind of annoyed with them. And so whenever I got to like the icy levels and stuff, I was like, "Oh, yay." Um, I don't know why, but one of my favorite mechanics in kind of like any games like these is when you have to do stuff with ice and like melting it or something. Like um there's like some levels I can't know I don't remember if there's any specific examples in past Zelda games, but I just in Tears of the Kingdom recently, I just solved a puzzle where you had to like melt ice to like fit into the different like squares of this one puzzle. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was fun. I like those ones. But yeah, it's the snow dungeon, the Snow Peak dungeon in Twilight Princess is one of my all-time like favorite Zelda memories. Um, I just loved finding that like hidden castle that has like if you look isn't there I it's been a while since I played that game, but isn't there like paintings of like Zora in there? Like it's possible that it used to be owned by Zora.
There,
Yeah, there's like
there's yeah.
paintings, but I used to stare at them all the time and I could never figure out what they were.
It's like
There's one that's definitely a Zora.
yeah, it's
Like
Queen Rutella. One is Queen
Yeah,
yeah,
Rutella,
yeah.
and the other one I think is some guy. Maybe I
Oh, there was one I used to think was like Ganondorf, or like maybe it was like the King of Hyrule or something. I don't know.
yeah, that's
yeah,
probably
that place
it.
that place like I love me some lore. That place is one of the most interesting spots I would say in Twilight Princess. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
the
will give it that.
I
yeah.
hate the
And I
ice, but
also
it's interesting.
I also just like missions where I like missions where you just have to make food. You just have to find ingredients for food. So making that soup was just super satisfying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was scrolling through Etsy and I saw a candle that's basically based on Yeto's soup.
I saw that. That's
Ooh.
so funny.
I have not bought it yet, but I will. I hope it does
Yeah,
not have the fishy note.
yes. I might buy
The
it too,
cheese is
honestly.
okay.
I
I'm
don't
okay with
know.
the cheese, not the fish.
Yeah. I'm hoping they, made it smell a little bit better than that. I'm imagining it's kind of like a pumpkin smell. Don't you have to put pumpkin in it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
starts with
pumpkin.
fish.
I'm hoping that they lean mostly into the pumpkin.
I
For
think that the
kids.
product description says pumpkin.
Perfect.
I'll buy it, and I
Uh,
next Modcast episode I will review it.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I really like the icy dungeons. It was also one of my favorite dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom. To do the
Dorito.
one by Hebra. Yeah, the Rito one.
Yeah. I think that
Yeah.
one was one of the most polished ones, and
Yeah, that
sadly
one
the
felt
game kind of pushes you to do that one first, so your expectations are kind of raised up high, and
right.
Yeah.
then you do like the Sora one. It's like, oh,
Yeah, yeah. I started with the Rito one and ended with the Gerudo one, and I'm
same.
gonna say that the Gerudo one was my second favorite. So
Yeah, the
I
Gerudo
was
Yeah.
one was good as well, but like I
yeah,
feel the Sora one was really disappointing.
yes, it was.
I
I was
did
kind of
like
like,
all the jumping, like the anti-gravity stuff, but that was kind of it.
Yeah, I
yeah.
solved that so fast. I was in out.
But
Didn't have time to
plus
spend with
there's
Sidon. That's so sad.
well, plus there's other areas that have anti-gravity, so it kind of just ruins it. It's like, oh, this isn't the only place with the anti-gravity stuff, so
Yeah.
not
Mm.
that
I
special.
think I think I got lucky because it was one of the first areas that I went to that had that mechanic.
Oh yeah, it was the first area that had that mechanic for me too. So I was like, neat. But then I realized afterward that it's not the only place. So I was like, well then what's the point?
Yeah,
So,
I'd
but
say
yeah,
that is one of the weaker ones.
yeah. But what about you? You.
Yeah.
Um, what do you
Mm,
like? Do you like ice dungeons?
I we are only talking about that topic because the other day in bed I was really thinking about Snow Peak and how much I
Yeah,
love it. It's like I honestly I think it's the most unique dungeon in any Zelda game. Just like from the way you play it, from the way they're like it's like you have a base and there's Yeto and there's Yeto. I don't think there's another dungeon where you have like this little warm, cozy safe space and like you go to Yeto in the kitchen and you try his soup and then you go to Yetta and she tells you, please go there, go there, go there. There's no other dungeon like that. And I think it's so
Yeah.
unique and so special.
plus it's one of like it's one of the only jump scares in a game that actually freaked me out.
Oh yeah.
Truly.
You guys are
Um,
winning me back over. Like I'm like I love this dungeon.
It's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
dungeon.
See? We're gonna convert convert you into an ice dungeon
I
lover.
I think the reason why I didn't like it is because I didn't like those areas where you're like in the snow and you can't walk. Like those were annoying. But everything else about it was cool.
I
It is
think, yeah.
annoying. But I always like when games add like realistic features to it and kind of like they force you to kind of struggle a little bit because it's like, well, that's what would actually happen, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Plus
but yes, it is still annoying.
but it's like only the courtyard. And plus the courtyard has those
Yeah.
cool ice wolves and I love the ice wolves.
That is true.
They're pretty
They
sick.
would kill me a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
I
Yeah, I
loved facing them
sucked.
as Wolf Link.
You just
I thought it
yeah.
was cool to have like a little dogfight.
You just turn into Wolf Link and that's that. Not even the snow isn't even like that difficult as Wolf Link.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was
like
fun
I
to
think
just
the first
run
time I
around.
tried fighting them though, I was like I didn't turn into Wolf Link, so I was like
That's your
tried to
problem.
kill him that way.
Kill them with fire. Dog with
Yeah.
dog.
Dogfight, yeah.
Dog fight, dog fight. I
Or at
feel
least
like
run
the
around with
dungeon
them.
does have some kind of tedious parts, but like
Yeah.
um for example, I really don't like those ice guards, ice monsters that shoot the spears at you. I think they're super cool
Mhm.
looking, but
True.
kind of unfair in gameplay. Like especially in the one room where you kind of jump on the chandelier over the entrance hall, And there's
Oh
this one
no.
Yeah,
guy that always shoots me down because I don't have a way to swing the chandelier and then jump and then defeat this guy without him having a chance to attacking me first.
yeah.
So there are some parts
I,
that are kind of, but it's a great dungeon overall.
Yeah.
But Snow Peak isn't the only ice dungeon. Do you guys know any other?
uh, I know there's some in like there was one in like A Link to the Past. I don't really remember a lot from it though, because I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, it's been forever. I can't remember if I like it or not.
Wasn't there one in A Link Between Worlds too? I
Possibly.
think there was.
Probably.
I haven't played A Link Between Worlds in a long
Oh yeah,
time.
then there was like what Ice Cavern or something in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, with the blue fire
Mhm.
and hot ice.
In that, like, isn't there like a, am I thinking of the right dungeon? The one that has like the ice block that you have to push around to like
Yeah, it's
get
kind of more like a mini dungeon than a dungeon, but
yeah,
Yeah, it's not a true dungeon. Plus,
yeah.
you cannot unfreeze the Sora, so it sucks.
I don't know. Peak ice dungeon design is Snow Peak still, in my opinion.
True.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel Snowhead, it's kind of tedious. I played it very recently, and there's so many
Mhm.
things where I'm just like, oh, I don't like it.
Yeah. Trying to like figure out that middle platform thing used to make me mad.
Now it's not even the
Right.
middle platform for me, it's just like getting there. The path to the middle
Oh
platform is
yeah,
kind of.
Oh, also just snowboarding, which isn't part of the dungeon technically, but like the new like snowboarding features that they've had in like Twilight Princess and now in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like, I just love that.
yeah, that is cool.
How do we feel about Hebra?
Kiba's great. I loved finding I'm forgetting his name. I think it's Pongo, the one that has like the little snowball
Yeah, the snowball
thing.
game, that's the best way to get money in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a specific part like once you find like this one spot to throw the snowball from, like you'll get strikes every time.
Yeah,
But I just like the cozy feeling. I like the idea of like being in this harsh weather and then just finding a nice little cozy cabin somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Nice feeling.
yeah.
Same
I feel
with.
like
I'm
with Breath of the Wild, like that area had a lot of the shrines that like gave me the most difficulty. Like the one like directly underneath Hebra Mountain. I was like, where is it? Like, because my scanner was
oh
going off, but I couldn't find it.
Uh-huh.
right.
The one where also the Leviathan is, right?
Yeah. I think it was like you had to go away from the mountain and you find this like snowball that you have to like knock down and
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
like bust open a door.
It took me
I like
forever because when you roll down the snowball, there's like this ditch with water in it, and I
yeah.
Yeah.
spent hours getting that stupid snowball out of that ditch.
Can't remember how I like solved it, honestly.
I think I just rolled it from another point, honestly. You don't
Yeah.
even
I
have
feel
to
like there
roll it
was
over the ditch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just pick another spot and roll it from another spot. The ditch is completely
Oh.
unimportant. I mean, you can set
Yeah.
it up with cryonics, but I think there's always like enough of a little spot, a little gap where it gets stuck all the time. And
Mhm.
then it's too big for a link to pick up, and then you're just kind of screwed. But
Well,
Hebrew is
awesome.
great. I
It
like the hot
is.
springs and Selmy spot.
Yes.
That's cute too. I like Selmy.
Yeah.
So all in all, snow is good.
Snow is good
That's our
as long it's not frozen over the Sora people.
yes.
Right.
True.
Alrighty. I think that is the 7th episode of the Zelda Creators Modcast. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks again to Charles for joining us today on our lovely episode. I hope you all had fun, and I see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
See ya.
I